You're like,
Welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Boykin. I'm here in Washington, D.C. And it's the evening before the Stop the Steal rally. I've been here for the Julian Assange events that we threw that were awesome because we got to bring cake. And we went to the Force the Vote events as well. It's been an incredibly long several days. I got a little bit of sleep, which was fucking cool, man.
Nice
Bro, yeah. It's been hectic. But we're gonna head over down the road a little bit here very shortly. Before we do that, I thought we'd check in with you guys. It's been a while. Sitting to my immediate right is my good friend Jason Burbis. On the left is Andrew Smith. We're gonna bullshit a little bit, and we'll I guess take a few questions and kind of just pass the mic here. Yeah, I don't know. How's it going, Jay?
It's going great, and I just want to say to people, there were a lot of people out here today. I was kind of surprised that the rally was as organized as it was. I know that you guys were down there after I was there, but I got there in the very beginning, and there was a couple thousand people. They were just starting to block off more and more of the streets. But before that, like when I first got there, I was able to park right around the corner where the W was. They blocked that off wherever, but it was super friendly. I mean, if anybody's watching my live stream, I had so many people approach me. I felt a lot of love out there. And I just say this again, guys, this is not about me being a MAGA dude. This isn't about me being on Trump's nuts. This is about us having free and fair and verifiable elections throughout our country and saying, look, we can't have these systems like Diebold, like Dominion with zero accountability when the technology exists right now that we could have free and fair elections and we could have one person, one vote, and we could verify it with the public, and we could use technology to do it by live streaming every single polling and voting area. That's something we could do today. And for some reason, people are acting like that's an impossibility. You look at Jimmy Carter. And you look at James Baker. No fan of James Baker. Maybe a little bit more of Jimmy. I like a little bit about Jimmy. I'll have a Billy beer. You know what I'm saying? But when he's talking literally 15 years ago about how about if we are going to use these digital machines, a random 1% to 2% audit. Now, not that that couldn't be rigged, but we haven't even gotten that far. So I expect a lot of people to be out there tomorrow. If Trump is speaking, and it appears that he is, anything could happen. I'm kind of geared up for anything. I don't know about you guys. We'll see what happens tonight. I'll obviously be live streaming tonight if there is something going on. And, Andrew was here with me, 3 weeks ago now. What's your feeling after being there?
God, that was 3 weeks
ago.
Yeah.
Being there 3 weeks ago, and then what you saw today.
so the day events, because I haven't been out to see what the hell's going on at night yet. The day event today was actually good. Like at least it was marketed good by the people that were speaking. Like they were saying the correct things about election integrity. There wasn't much puffery. There wasn't much bullshit about it. I was there to interrupt politely, or as politely as I could, and everyone was receptive.
Yeah.
There was a couple people that asked me like, hey, could you not do this here or whatever? But I had my megaphone and it has a record setting, and I had just recorded myself chanting, "Pardon Julian Assange," right? So I was walking through this Trump crowd with that playing, with my nice suit thingy with the hat and the mask and all the fun stuff. And it was really receptive. It was really cool. The worst reaction I had was a crazy lady, like a QAnoner, telling me that Julian got on a boat 2 years ago and is safe and Donald Trump's protecting him and he doesn't even need to pardon. And I'm like,
It wasn't the lady in the red hat, was it? There was that one woman who was dressed up in like a red hat suit that had, I like teetered my So there was this one woman, if you go back to my live stream, probably about, it's not a long live stream, but probably like midway, I'm walking through and I see on the right of me just this woman in like this red, and she got a top hat. And it's almost like she's running a Barnum and Bailey QAnon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And on the hat, she's got the love symbol and then the big old Q on it.
Oh, I was Barnum and Bailey anonymous. Like, I'll claim that.
And I just saw it, and I had to kick it over for people to see. And look, man, it's on Twitter right now. General Flynn and Alex Jones doing an interview together.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have to watch that. That's crazy.
I can't wait to watch it either. I mean, no matter what you believe, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear more voices, and I don't know what's going to happen, guys, in 3 weeks. You know, I assume in 3 weeks we'll be in the beginning of a Joe Biden administration, no matter what. But at the same time, if Mike Pence gets up there tomorrow and like literally takes the thing and rips them up, throws them in the air, whips his dick out and pisses on him, says, "Fooled you motherfuckers, Trump 2020." Boom. Like, maybe that's not the most shocking thing this year. I don't think it's going to happen, but would it be like that much more? I mean, again, if I told you when we met each other fucking 10 months ago here, or now 11 months ago, right?
Yeah.
11 months ago here in DC,
Yeah.
that we would all be hardcore locked down, that we would be driving back with signs on the highway that say "New Year, same virus, mask up," you would have been like, "Hey, fucking Jason, we're done. We don't need, listen, we're good. Thanks for all the support on the show. Sorry, guy." And I would have been like, "You know what? Maybe you're right." And not only that, but their solution to the whole thing is that they want to give you a vaccine not once, but twice.
Yeah.
That in mainstream publications, at
least
that doesn't help
this
anything.
year.
that has a 0% proven efficacy rate for stopping infection. They don't know whether or not it will actually lower the death rate of 99.4% that they admit is actually it's a 0.6% death rate or less in August, according to the WHO. If I told you that, and that you might turn up false positive or be more prone to HIV, you also would have said, "Burmis, fuck off."
But so those would be the people that wear masks but not condoms.
Do you think those people exist?
Yes. Yes.
Those people exist.
Absolutely. At 100%. 10 out of 10.
Guaranteed.
I don't know what that means.
It means we live in the craziest world ever. Or CNN needs to talk about condoms.
Tell me about the surfer.
When the wildfire turned me into a refugee. You remember this?
Yes. Dude,
That's no bullshit either,
No.
man. It's not. It really is. I had to evacuate my fucking house.
I completely forgot about that.
The safest space I could think to take my family was Murder Mountain. So I did for like 10 days. And then they put us up in this like resort place by Pebble Beach Golf Course. Like right next to Pebble Beach Golf Course. Oh, there's a few of those that I need to
oh,
get
really?
to. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta jump in there. Should we do this one?
For sure. At any rate, I saw a guy surfing wearing a mask on the water.
Yeah, no, I get it. In the sea, where COVID is really contagious, where at any moment a shark could come up and not bite your leg off,
Cough at you.
possibly transmit COVID. That's sarcasm, YouTube. Don't take me off. I'm not trying to spread misinformation.
Well,
Did you see what they
this
took off today?
This is Steve's
No,
channel.
hold on.
It's
No.
So let me just tell you this, guys. They took down the BBC's talk radio program because they were interviewing people that went outside of the mainstream coronavirus narrative. That is what they think.
Well, maybe
So in
not.
other words, they had balls enough to have some scientists and experts that didn't go along with the Faucian reality that we live under.
Right.
And YouTube said, no, no, no.
The BBC.
The BBC talk radio.
The BBC just got to run the biggest smear campaign against everyone who's ever correctly reported on James Lemisery. James Lemisery. I can't remember what his fuck. I don't.
Lemisery is good.
Lemisery.
Lemisery.
And the YL. I really can't do anything about it. Place is close to a fire station. Pretty regular. Pretty regular. So we got some super chats. I need to do that because actually, okay, look, you guys, I don't want to do this.
Well, we gotta go soon anyway. We're gonna listen. Look for us on my channel.
Yeah.
In about half an hour.
Right, but here's the if you are feeling like super chatting the show, do that to the Action for Assange GoFundMe because we're staying extra days to do
Stop the steal.
To flip those into pardon Julian Assange
Until
rallies.
Julian's pardon.
And we'll be live at 4:30 tomorrow morning, 4:00 tomorrow morning to report on Julian's bail hearing. A pardon would be fantastic, dropping all of the charges with extreme prejudice, giving him some recompense for the decade of torture and fucking arbitrary and illegal detention, and also the more torture, destroying his loss of income from WikiLeaks and all that kind of shit, and fucking vetted by personally by like Juan Passarelli. a permanent security detail for the rest of his life. For the rest like then I would feel all right about it, but only if like any conceivable crimes from that point forward were included in this ironclad, signed in like maiden's blood.
I would think it'd have to be like blood and semen, low Metallica style, right? That's what you really want. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So anyway, where I was headed with that is, if you are feeling generous this evening, please go to the Action for Assange GoFundMe and donate to that, because this shit hurt, dude. It hurt. And I never fucking do that. I never do. I hate doing that. My God, that sucked. So Rachel Sotos, thank you very much. Nice to see your smiling face. Please comment on the New York police state. Jason, I'm going to guess that's for you.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right.
So a lot of people are pointing out, and I've been talking about it now for about a week, that this bill, even Tim Pool last night was talking to me about it. Bill A416, which is part of Bill A99 and is in committee right now, literally creates detention centers in New York for anyone who is a contact, a carrier, or infected with any disease, any communicable disease that they see fit. And they didn't even use the language of pandemic. They use the language of epidemic. And then when you start going through the detention centers, they say that forced vaccinations are not only a thing, but it doesn't even have to be a communicable disease. It could be from radiation. So in other words, if there was some kind of a low level, it's only 4 pages long. Anybody can check it out. So if there was a low level dirty bomb attack, or there are actually nuclear power plants, Indian Point is there in New York, and you had a leak, well, it wouldn't even have to be a meltdown. We're in such a hysteria right now that all they could say is there's a radiation leak in a town all of a sudden. They test it there. It is one of the most horrific things I've ever seen put on paper. And, get out of New York State. I think, listen, I need you to fight there too. Kara Castronova and I have been not only in contact, but I had her on the show right before we came out here. She is one of these people, even though she's MAGA, she just did a march with BLM. We retweeted it. Why? Because the vaccine issue and the lockdown issue should concern all of us. Yep. And it does concern all of us. The media doesn't want to, play that narrative out, but it is real. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, New York is, listen, I love that state. I'm actually considering going from here to there because I still haven't even seen my brother's new daughter yet, and that's something I want to do. Yeah. So it breaks my heart because I got a lot of other family and friends there as well. Mm-hmm. But, one of my boys from Oneonta, I saw him after my live stream today. He came all the way down here as well. My buddy who you spent some time with, he's coming out to Iowa in about 10 days, actually, 10 days from today. And we're going to start looking at properties so we can expand the Burmese Brigade, man. Oh, yeah. We're looking to get an office and try to utilize space, and maybe some of the young people that want to intern for someone as asinine as myself, and, try to pump out the news, man. And it's only through my supporters. And if my supporters are watching this right now, forget about me for a minute. I had a lot of love already. Go to their GoFundMe, please, please, please. And support them, because this is about freedom of speech. And when we talk about pardons for Julian Assange, number one, he hasn't committed or been convicted of any crime. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing just stinks to high hell. And whether or not we can get to the point where we win, I don't know, but I know there's always going to be a constant battle. And I saw that other super chat. What was it on TDS?
Yeah.
Let's read that one. Yeah. Trump derangement syndrome is subverting election integrity efforts. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you, Michael Castelli.
Thanks, Michael.
I'm assuming you've watched the Georgia interview that they're trying to do a second impeachment about, the Georgia phone call. Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing. Like, he's literally asking for the most basic things. He's like, I would like you to compare signatures. Like, that's not even hard. That's some like basic ass shit. He's like, I want you to compare signatures. There was this one lady that 100% of her ballots went to Joe Biden. There's evidence that each one of those ballots was read 3 times. Can you look at that? And they're saying, I don't know where you're getting your data. Look at it. Fucking look at it. Like,
We gotta be
sorry.
careful. No, listen. We got to be careful what we say because we don't want to be taken down. But that is a real issue. And the fact, what we can talk about is that the media played this excerpt that made it seem like Trump was demanding that they just find a little less than 11,000 votes. No, he laid out where the alleged fraud was and what the alleged evidence was and explained it and said, look, you don't have to look at all of it.
And he was being a sarcastic asshole. That's all it was. He was like, yeah, I don't care how many votes are there. I know they're all.
Wait,
So
lots of thoughts.
yeah, but no, so he legit, like, it sounds like a joke in the context of the whole conversation because he's talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. He's not talking about 12,000. And he's literally like, yeah, there's hundreds of thousands of votes. Like, I know that. Here's this and this and this. Look at these things. I mean, if you're going to do it, just do 11,764 and give me an extra one. Like, it was literally a joke in an off-the-record conversation about the fact that they stole an election.
Allegedly.
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 Yo, okay, but let's talk about the Trump derangement syndrome and why it's such a big hurdle to election integrity. And this is something that you see with anything that's outside of the narrative. Trump derangement syndrome has a huge role to play in that. Even inside the Julian Assange community, there are people who support Julian Assange but really don't like Donald Trump. Then all arguments about election integrity, all conversation about it is dismissed up front. Because you're talking about this election. It doesn't matter that you've screamed for every primary and every general election, at least since we've had voting machines, if not longer. That doesn't matter anymore because this time Donald Trump lost, and that's all that matters right now. And it's the same with fucking COVID-19. If you talk to someone that supports Julian Assange but believes the narrative on COVID, even half of it, and won't discuss the national security implications of COVID on their show that features
Mike, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. God damn it. All right, cool.
Sorry, Josh.
It's all good.
I should also point out that the name of this Airbnb is the Sativa Suites, although we have partaken a little bit.
See, I'm reading that. Let me grab it here.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying there, Thomas Busey. I'm not going to say any names. I haven't been on the one person show, but I am in contact with the other person, and I'm going to try to get him on my show so we can have an open discussion about it. And I think that he'll be some.
Oh my God! You better let me know when that happens. Because
we will. We'll have it, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to respect each other's opinions on it once I present the evidence. Because I think that what happens with someone like him is he hears the sound bites, and then he doesn't hear anybody on his side saying the right things. And then the people that are saying the things that I'm saying, many of them are maybe right wing, right, or perceived that way, and therefore they
perceived that way. But look, okay, let's be perfectly honest, man. The only reason that the left gets to pick and choose what science they believe in and the right doesn't is because there's been such a weaponization of the anti-intellectualization of the right. Like, that was a hardcore thing that was a movement within the Christian conservative coalition since the mid-70s. But we've also had this huge attack on education, and the left have become this like sneering group of elitists who weaponize the fact that they went to college or they got some book learning from this fancy place, and you'll never hear any of them say the only thing that we really know about science is that there's no such thing as settled science. Like, that's it. That's the only constant in science, is that there's no such thing as settled science. And you will never get someone on the left who has gone in hook, line, and sinker to admit that. Like, it's so weird that they've claimed science as theirs. It's theirs now.
Yeah,
I get it.
Like, and that's not just the idiots that people think are the left on TV or in Congress. Like, people think Nancy Pelosi is the left, and that's fucking dumb. Like, just honestly, dude, that's fucking dumb. But the same people that won't talk any sense about COVID are ignoring the fuck out of election integrity and aren't doing enough for Julian Assange.
I will agree with
It's super weird. It's super weird how all of these are magically fucking right-wing issues now.
Let me say something to that. I'm no right winger, but I get perceived that a lot because of the issues that I talk about. And Julian Assange was never a right wing issue until Trump got in. I want to make that extremely clear.
And even then, it wasn't.
Oh, I'm saying they made it into that. Like it wasn't even perceived that way. Yeah, they didn't do that until they had to find a reason to not only demonize Trump, but demonize the method of disclosing to the public. And it was kind of convenient that those things intertwined. And I'm sure that they didn't like that WikiLeaks realized that the lesser of two evils that they should go for was, in fact, Donald Trump compared to Hillary Clinton. Listen, we've been doing this a half an hour. How much longer should we go before we go hit downtown, guys?
Oh, I don't know. But let's close it out. I didn't even realize what time it was. I will say this, though. I can't remember who said it in the chat, but no, I'm not talking about corporate liberals. I'm talking about people who, like, are just rank and file leftists who some of them think they're anarchists. Some of them think they're socialists. They're
Some
not
of
like
them think they beat fascism with a ballot box.
some of them think they beat fascism by investing heavily in black skinny jeans and showing up to try and pick a fight with somebody else who brought along their costume to go try and pick a fight with them. They think that's fighting fascism. It's not. When you have to go put on an outfit to go fight somebody else in an outfit, that's a game. That's a sport. All right? It's not fucking fighting fascism. And I'll leave it with that, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out for this tonight. Jason Burmas, Andrew Smith. We're gonna go see what's going on down here in downtown Washington, D.C. So if you can get through the barricade of cops, come find us. Fucking no. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and fucking early, for the update on Julian Assange's bail hearing. I can't even fucking believe that I'm saying that. Like, it's mad. This whole thing is just insane. No extradition was a hell of a surprise. We didn't even get into that. Maybe we can do that.
Maybe we'll do that when we get down there.
Yeah. So look for Jason going live here shortly. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck.